Welcome to Finance Deep Dive. All right, what if I told you the secret to boosting your company's profits was to let everyone work less? I know, it sounds completely backward, but today we're digging into the hard data behind the 4-day work week to see if it's really possible. And this is really the core question we're going to tackle in this video. Could chopping an entire day off the work week, 20% of the time, actually make a company more money? It seems to defy all logic, but trust me, the answer we're finding in the data is pretty surprising. Okay, so first things first, we have to be really clear that not all 4-day weeks are the same. We need to look at the specific model that's getting all this attention. And this is it. This is the gold standard they call the 180-100 model. The promise is simple, but it's powerful. You get 100% of your pay for 80% of the time. But, and this is the key, you have to deliver 100% of your usual productivity. It's not about cramming 5 days into 4. It's about totally transforming how you work. So, how on earth is that even possible, right? How does less time somehow lead to the same or even more output? Well, it all comes down to what you could call a productivity paradox. Just look at this number, 40%. That is the absolutely jaw-dropping productivity jump that Microsoft Japan saw when they trialed this model. No, that's not a typo. It's like they proved that a shorter runway can actually make the plane take off faster. It's wild. So what's the secret sauce? How do they do it? Well, it's not magic. It's just radical efficiency. See, when you have that hard deadline of a 3-day weekend, everyone suddenly gets ruthless about cutting out the nonsense. Meetings that used to drag on for an hour, now they're done in 30 minutes. All that busy work we do to look productive, gone. The whole culture shift from how many hours did you put in to what did you actually accomplish? And this productivity boost, it isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It shows up big time on the balance sheet. I mean, look at these numbers from global pilot programs. We're talking revenue climbing up to 35%, employee turnover dropping by more than half, and even things you wouldn't expect, like electricity costs going down. It's a financial win from almost every angle you look at it. But the financial case gets even stronger when you look at a company's most expensive and most valuable asset, its people. This is where the return on investment really, really starts to shine. Let's just zoom in on one of those numbers we just saw, 57%. That's the average drop in people quitting their jobs during these trials. I mean, think about how much money it costs to recruit, hire, and train a new employee. Wiping out over half of that turnover is a massive financial advantage. And the reason people are staying is, well, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? That extra day off becomes so important to people's well-being, their family life, their sanity, that it's literally more valuable than a bigger paycheck. For a company, that creates a competitive advantage that money just can't buy. Hey, if you're liking this content and finding it valuable, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. It really motivates us to keep posting videos like this. Okay, so as incredible as all this sounds, it's time for a little reality check. As promising as this is, the 4-day week is not a magic bullet. If you do it wrong, it can actually backfire and make things a whole lot worse. So what are the big pitfalls you absolutely have to watch out for? The single biggest mistake is thinking you can just squeeze. The wrong way is to take 5 days of meetings, 5 days of stress, and just cram it all into 4. That's a recipe for instant burnout. The right way is to treat it like a redesign project. You have to fundamentally rethink how work gets done so it actually fits sustainably into that new schedule. And there are some other major hurdles for sure. Let's be honest, this model just doesn't work for every single job, especially roles that need 24/7 coverage, like in hospitals or on a factory floor. You've got a real risk of customer service gaps. And maybe the biggest obstacle of all, cultural resistance from old school managers who still think that time in a chair equals productivity. So, knowing the incredible benefits and the very real risks, how do you actually pull this off successfully? Well, the good news is the companies that got it right have left a pretty clear playbook for us to follow. The path to success isn't really that complicated, but it does take discipline. It really boils down to 3 key things. First, you have to run a precise, data-driven pilot. Don't just jump in headfirst. Second, you have to do the hard work of actually redesigning your workflows. And third, and this might be the most important, leadership has to build and lead with a culture of trust, one that truly values results, not just hours logged. Which, of course, brings us all the way back to our big question. When the data is showing higher productivity, happier employees who stick around, and lower costs, you just have to ask yourself, is the traditional 5-day, 9-to-5 work week officially becoming obsolete? So, what do you think? Is this the future of work, or is it just a passing trend? I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.